Hello folks, Junkie Rock 13 here, everything vaping related. It's Junkie Rock 13. My real name is Ross Sanders, and today I'm bringing you a look at the joiner for NoResistence, the Resistance wire device. It is called the Tsaf. Now the Tsaf was sent to me from the maker. His name is Manolis. For purposes of review, this device is for NoResistant, resistant, Kanthal to nickel to silver, for devices like the Odysseus, the Penelope, the Terminator, that use a coil setup that requires NoResistant wire to resistant wire. Up until now, people have been taking your NoResistance and your resistant wire, twisting them together, knotting them together, and it also causes a little group of wires all knotted up in that little section, which can be a little messy and downright a pain in the ass sometimes. This is an idea that you take two wires and fuse them together with electricity. So we're going to take a look at the Tsaf and see what I think about it. Let's get right to it. Okay folks, here's the close-up of the Tsaf. Now the Tsaf is a homemade device, not made by me, but by a person over in Greece, Manolis, Kunis. I know I pronounced that wrong. I will leave a link on how to get in touch with them. I do have the back panel off just to show you that it is used with a 10440, and this is a Trustfire rechargeable battery. All the work, the soldering is very clean in here. No real messes going on. Very nicely made. The box is a hard plastic. Okay, the back plate is put on with two Phillips head screws. I'll just put these back on. Just left it open to show you what was inside there. Okay, on the front of this device, you will notice that there are two wires, both a negative and a positive, alligator clip wires coming off of there, insulated with rubber insulation. Okay, there's a fire button, which is the green one, is a power button. Holding that down or depressing that will light that up, and now your power is on. While your power is on, I'm just going to turn that back off. While your power is on, you will need to charge the electricity in the device, and by doing that you will need to hold down the red button, and I've been holding it down for about a count of 5. In the center there are 4 different settings. Right here, I just want to get a close-up of that. Come on, focus, please. There we go. Now, number 1, if you use very thin wire, thin gauge wire, these are not an exact science of which number 1 will be used for. But the number 1 setting is for the thinner gauge wire, and number 4 is for your thicker gauge wire, and in between, anything in between. So for 32 gauge wire, I have been using between setting 3 and setting 4. We're going to start off with setting 3. If I don't get a good enough connection with setting 3, I will then use setting 4. Okay. So how I joined the no resistant and the resistant wire together, I have some pre-cut out little sections of 32 gauge pure nickel no resistant wire, and I also have one piece of 32 gauge resistant Kanthal. There's two pieces of nickel. The other one is right here. They're just so small, they're hard to pick up, and I don't want to lose them for the video. I decided to cut them out before this, and I have been making wires all day long, so I decided to do the video today. All right, so let me just take this and put the Kanthal into, I'm using the resistant wire in the positive. Now, there is no need that you have to put it in the positive. I've just been doing that just to keep some order, just in case I get the wires mixed up. I know that the resistant is in the red and the no resistant is in the black. So the way I have been putting them in there is by leaving like about 3 to 4 millimeters of wire hanging out one end of the alligator clip. And now I do want to say, if you are not getting a good connection, if you can't get a good fusion between the two wires, you may want to move it around in the alligator clip, or you can actually take a little pin and scratch up the surface inside of those alligator clips. So let me put that Kanthal right back into the red, and I will grab one of these pieces of nickel. Okay, now I will take the nickel and put it into the black negative wire, leaving about 3 to 4 millimeters out that one side. Okay, all right, so here we go. Let's join this no resistant and resistant wire together. So I'm going to turn on the device. I do have it set at setting 3. Turn it on, and then I will hold down the charging button or the red button for about a count of 5, and then I will join the wires together. Then you will notice a little spark, which will be when I fuse the wires together. All right, so here we go. Let's charge it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cross the wires over together, and we got our nice little spark. Now let me just turn off the Tsaf and take these out of the clips so I can show you the joint that it created. Now there may be a little excess wire left off, or left over, excuse me, where the connection is. If you can see that, I hope you can see it. Let's try to get it good. But you can just clip them off with a pair of nail clippers or a pair of scissors. Okay, there you go. There's the joint right there. See that? Okay, and that is holding on very good. Okay, now I'm going to take the resistant wire, or the Kanthal, and put it back in to this red wire, or the red alligator clip. Okay, and I just want to add, if you have never made no resistant wire, the length of resistant wire that's used in between the no resistant wires will determine on what your ohms or your resistance will be from your wire. So if you would like to take a multimeter and hold one end right there at the connection of where the no resistant, let me try to get that in the camera, no resistant and resistant wire joins, you can run down the other probe down the length of the resistant wire and find your setting of where you would like to put the other joint. If you would like a 2 ohm wrap or a 2.5 or a 1.5 or 1.3, it can all be determined on the section of resistant wire here. I pretty much know that the length in the resistant I like is right about right there. Okay, now I will grab the other no resistant wire and put that into the negative or black alligator clip with about 3 to 4 millimeters hanging out the other end. Grab these 2 wires or 2 alligator clips and bring it back in the camera. Turn back on the TAF and charge these wires up for about a count of 5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I will connect these together. Nice. Oh, I didn't even touch the wire. I actually touched the alligator clip and not the wire. So I will have to do that over one more time. Sorry about that, folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's touch the wire and not the alligator clip this time. There we go. Let me just turn that off. And I will take that out there, move the TAF off to the side. And I'm actually going to lift up the little ends of the wire so you can see the connection a little bit better. Okay, you can see where they are joined together on both ends, hopefully. This process has been such a lifesaver. I really enjoy using the TAF, making my no resistant wire for my devices that call for this wire setup. Instead of knotting the no resistant and the resistant wires together. All right, so this is the close-up. Let's get back over there and see what I think about the TAF. Okay, folks, so there is the close-up of the TAF. All right, let me just come out and say it. Ever since I've been vaping with the Odysseus and the Penelope and the Terminators and the Kayfuns and the clones and any device that requires a no resistant wire, I have always didn't look forward to making the wire with the no resistance. Sometimes they come together really nice and they twist up really nice. Other times they break and the knot is a pain in the ass. And then wrapping around the silica, it's like a little knot mess. Other times they come out perfect. But ever since I received the TAF, I have been enjoying making my wires. It is like one piece of wire going from no resistant to no resistant again, and it is like one wire. It actually flows really nice around the silica. Does not come apart. I will say that sometimes when you fuse the wires together, you do not get a good fusion. So you may need to move them around in the alligator clips, adjust the number settings. But yesterday, I think I knocked out around 20, 25 wire coil setups using this. And that would took me less than an hour. But using that, or doing it the regular way, twisting them together, knotting them up, it would have taken me a couple hours to do all them wires. It was easy. I was playing with the settings a little bit, so, but it works great. It really does. I was actually at one point in time trying to solder no resistant and resistant wires together, and I'm not that good with a soldering gun. This thing works perfect. Fuses them together using electricity and makes it a lot simpler for us to make nice coils on our Odysseus, the Penelopes, and the Terminators, or clones, or whatever you want to call them. But I will leave a link in the description on how to get in touch with Manolis, the maker of the Tsaf, and you can contact him and arrange to pick one up. I do have a few giveaways going on right now, and I am doing a drawing, I think, later on tonight, and I'm uploading another video that has a contest. So make sure you subscribe and comment on my videos. Let me know what you think. Whether you like them, hate them, doesn't matter. That's all I got, folks. Be kind to one another and keep on vaping. Don't forget to subscribe and comment on the videos that we're doing the giveaways to. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you again soon.